good evening, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Save Point Show. Yes, we are on Monday. Don't adjust your time frame or anything, but yes, we are on Monday. I apologize for that, but it was Easter, and some of us had to go see some family. So, my name is Sidious67. I'm always accompanied by
Titchery, hi.
Also with us,
your Pandora.
Kaz143.
And we have a very special guest with us today, Slim. Am I saying that right? Yeah, I am saying that right, Slim. So, how are you doing today, Slim?
I'm doing flippin' floppin' fantastic.
For those of us who know, we are gathering people for a stream team group, and Slim is our newest member of the stream team. The stream team, and we're welcoming him into the Save Point Show and the Styx Broadcasting Group stream team with open arms, and it's been great, man. So, how's everybody doing today?
Doing okay.
Not too bad. I had
Still eating candy from Easter.
I am too. I still got my peeps here, unopened peeps.
I would hope so, since it was yesterday.
Do you guys have a good Easter? Do you do anything special?
Streaming?
No, we basically had some ham. We had some mashed potatoes, some corn, some bread. Had a good meal, sat down, enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Same with you, Pandora. Did you trim your
Yeah,
beard?
I had a big... I did. You notice that? About 3 inches off. About 3 inches off.
Gosh. There's a face there.
Yeah, no, it won't be there long. In about a week, it'll be out here again. See, I had to trim it for Easter, man, because it was, I had the food from last Easter in there, so, it was time to, I got to start fresh.
Had to snack on it, right?
Yeah. But yeah, we had a big cookout, had my mom up, spent some time with my mom and my dad and stuff. So we had a big cookout, and that was nice to be able to do that with her. So yeah, it's really nice.
Cool. And Titch, what did you do this Easter? I have no idea.
You have no idea, because you were just out on the couch. No.
Well, yeah.
We went
Busted.
to his parents' house, and we had dinner there, and Sid played Bloodborne, and yeah.
Cool.
We had to try to help fix your dad's computer, and
That took most of the night.
yeah.
Then, we had dinner. We had ham. We had sweet potatoes. And we had green bean casserole. And we had 2 sets of sweet potatoes. One was like what did she call it? The sweet potato stackers?
Potato stacks.
Stacks.
Yeah.
So, like, cooked sweet potato with mozzarella cheese on it. It was pretty good. It was really good.
Yeah.
And then Caslin ate a ferret tonight. So Slim, for those of you who don't know, Slim is from is Norwegian, right?
Yeah.
So you're way you're tomorrow. How is the future? Do we have flying cars yet?
No, we don't.
So do you guys celebrate Easter on the same as we do here in the
Some
States?
does, but like me, I don't. I rather celebrate on stream.
Celebrate on stream. Well, from what I do know is you did stream that day. I was able to catch a little bit of it. So, all right. So, what have you been playing today or this week? This past few days?
Or in Slim's case, he hasn't been playing very good.
Right. So, what have you been playing, Slim?
What was the name again? Infinite Crisis
Yeah, Infinity Crisis.
and Dota 2. What else?
Hardline.
Yeah, Hardline.
Damn, I know what you've been playing. You still don't know what you've been playing. What's up with that?
Well, I play over 12 hours every day.
Man,
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
there's a bunch of games, even Hearthstone.
cool. I
So
played
yeah,
I played a little bit of Infinite Crisis. That's a lot like Dota and League of Legends, right? But it's with the
Yeah.
DC characters,
Yeah.
right?
I was
Cool.
trying to help Slim today, and he didn't get the hint when I jumped in to help everybody. He ran the other way instead of help.
Wait, no. Oh well, no shit.
hell no, I'm not gonna be there and be killed.
Right.
What you been up to, Caslin?
Not much. Been playing same old, same old. It's same old. I actually got Assassin's Creed Rogue, so I'll be playing that. I'll probably be streaming that. Matter of fact.
That's cool. Yeah.
Oh,
What else did I get? Huh. MLB The Show. For the console. Yes, for a console. But yeah, that's about it. That's a really. Hey, it's the only game that I'll buy for a console every year. Let's see, here it is.
Oh, what did you play again? Can you say that?
MLB The Show 15
Where did you play it?
Baseball.
on the console.
Console. Every time he says it, his skin bubbles a little bit.
Yeah, you'll have to say that.
What you been up to, Pandora?
I've been playing. I can't get away from Unity, so I've played a little bit of Unity this week. Played some Grand Theft Auto 5 this week. I think that's about all I've played this week was those two games. Kind of bouncing back and forth.
I got to get back on Unity with you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I've been this week. I really spent a lot of time just looking at what's coming out. Like, I've been paying attention to upcoming games. So, because I'm getting a little, I don't know, a little more picky, I guess, or a little more cautious about the games. So I've been really just doing a lot more of that. Playing the games I enjoy, but also just researching games that that I'm looking forward to buying and trying to find out as much information about them as I can. So, been doing a whole lot of that.
That's cool. Titch, what you been up to?
Playing Sims Get to Work.
Yeah, you've been having a
Get
lot
to
of fun with
work.
that, right?
Huh?
You've been having a lot of fun with that, right?
I have. It's been a lot of fun. And then I have also been playing on my PS4. Dark Titch has been playing different games. Everybody
Yes.
calls me Dark Titch when I get on my PS4 because I like to play the different games. I played a little Sherlock Holmes last week, and then I played Alien Isolation. I've played through all of the Telltale games except for I haven't finished Game of Thrones because they still have 3 episodes going to be released, so I'm kind of waiting for those. And then everybody wants me to continue to play the dark, scary games on my PS4. So I will be playing some. It looks like The Last of Us won the straw poll on my stream today. So
Nice.
we will be playing The Last of Us Remastered.
That's a good game.
I haven't seen it, so I'm
Excellent
excited.
game.
You do some isolation.
Alien Isolation.
I played Alien Isolation the other day, and that was really fun. I'll continue to play it. I will continue to play that. So
Let's see. Me, I've been playing some Bloodborne still. I've been trying to get through that. I'm stuck on a boss. He hates me. Been playing Bloodborne. Been playing with my new toy, the Wii U, and been playing Hyrule Warriors. Been playing Mario Kart 8, Super Smash Brothers, Zelda, the original Legend of Zelda. A little bit of Wind Waker and Disney Infinity, which I kind of went out and I bought some of the figurines.
Oh, yes, you did.
I bought those ones and then this one and then this one and this one, and I can't hold them anymore, and this one too. So, are these backwards? There we go. So I bought a couple of figurines, just a few of the figurines. I've also been starting to collect the amiibos, which I didn't think I'd get addicted to, but now I am. So I bought a couple amiibos. I got this one, got this one, and I got this one, and I got this one. I got that
Jesus.
one, and I got this one. So they're actually really hard to find. So I've been learning that some of the generic ones, of course, are easier to find, but some of the other popular ones are really hard to find, and I went all over the place, like Walmart and Best Buy, and they all have different prices for them, and they're sold out. So. And then there's the elusive golden one. Oh yeah, that one I bought. That's a Disney Infinity one.
That one.
And that one.
Got that one.
And that one those are Titches, and she hasn't opened those yet.
I haven't opened them.
Don't open them.
Kind of thinking I don't want to open them.
So that's what I've been playing. So.
You been playing with Amiibo toys?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just I don't really use the game. I just go, oh, I'm Lincoln, I'm Zelda, and oh, I love you so much. No. Let's go back into my place. Oh.
And yet you won't play Sims.
Let's get it on.
Oh man.
I play Sims, but I build on Sims.
Yeah, but you could make Zelda and Link go woohoo in the rocket ship, right?
Yeah, but I can't do this.
Yeah, you can't.
No, I can't. I have to go click. Why isn't he moving?
Because it's paused.
Click. Move, damn it! Whatever. So, but yeah, that's what I've been doing up to you guys. So, well, we've got a couple of stuff to cover today. We'll cover a little bit of news here and there, and then we'll talk to Slim and M. See what he's all about. What are you all about? And we're just gonna kind of chill today, and just have some fun. Well, I hope we'll have some fun. I'm ready to have some fun. First news for today, we actually have an interesting story. Ubisoft reveals Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege operating system. So they're actually revealing their system. So Ubisoft announced that Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege will include a brand new operating system. They're starting from scratch all the way up. Operators are specialists. Operator system. Yes. Operators are specialists from the world's top special forces units and masters in their respective fields. So each of their own unique expertise will add a new tactical layer to the Siege experience and pushes team play even further. This is interesting. I read it wrong. I thought they meant the actual OS system, so I apologize for that. And now I remember it ringing in my head. Kazlan was telling Pandora about this too, and I wasn't paying attention. So, sorry, Kaz. Players will put together these operators to create their best CTU counterterrorism unit composition in order to defeat the opposing team. Players can discover the operator system in the new operator gameplay trailer. On Monday, March 30th, Ubisoft broadcasted live on Twitch the new operator system gameplay, where it pits two teams against each other attackers and defenders, where you can barricade yourselves in the building with a collection of wall supports and gadgets. The attackers are also armed with all types of gadgets that can easily breach the toughest walls, as long as there isn't a jammer on the other side. If you pre-order the game, you'll get the closed beta access starting later this year. And if I was not mistaken, do we have a trailer? I think we had a trailer for that, right?
There was a trailer. I don't know what happened to it.
I have it here.
All right.
I do have it. I just want to make sure I had the right one. So the one that I think I saw. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let's take a look at the new operator gameplay trailer. So 1 second here. I'm still not used to this. All right. Here we go.
Scene.
In position.
Propelling down. Let's go! Let's go!
Experts in close quarters combat. Masters in seizing the tactical advantage. The most elite special forces from around the world. We are Rainbow.
Ready and waiting!
Jabber near! Shield up! Let's move it! Stay away from the wall! Door barricaded! Preparing breach charge! Go, go, go!
Targets on the 4th floor.
Charges up! Fire in the hole! Follow me!
We lost one. Only 4 of us left.
Hostage secured!
The rules of combat have changed. It's time to reactivate Rainbow.
So that looks pretty cool. That, to me, that's what Hardline should have been.
Right, that's the
Yeah.
way it should have been with the way the robbery system was, whatever.
That looks cool.
When I first saw this, I was like, "That's not Rainbow Six to me." But it's because it's a new mode, basically. It's another mode added on top of the old modes that they already had. You know, where it's breach and clear, but this one. Well, I was sitting there watching the guy live stream it, you know, the team, and it was the graphics team versus the sound team or whatever it was. They were going head to head against each other, and some of the things that they were using were unbelievable. Like, you know, in the trailer when you saw they were using like the wrench to crank up the wall, you know, and to get through that wall, there's only one charge that actually works against that. But if there's a jammer on the other side of that wall that they don't know about, it won't go up, so they can't use that to get through that area.
Oh, man.
The whole thing was pretty cool. It was to the last man standing, you know, whatever team won, but it was, you had to make sure you had to break through certain walls and certain things about that. It was like really in depth and how you really had to work together as a team. It was not just everybody for themselves. It was actually you had to work as a team.
It looks pretty cool. So definitely want to look for that. I will probably get that game. Pandora, open invitation. You too, Slim, for the PS4 to play with that. Castlin, if you get a PS4, you're more than welcome to join us.
Yeah. Come
You too,
dark
Titch.
side.
You too, Titch. I mean,
Come to the
I know you.
See,
you're welcome to play.
I
with us.
disagree with you guys a little bit in the fact that I don't think it looks like a hardline game or a Battlefield game at all. I think it looks like Rainbow Six, as it should be. Rainbow Six is a tactical team. It is a special ops small unit team. It is not a Battlefield. And that's why I really fit perfect for the Rainbow Six, Rainbow Six lineups, because that's what Rainbow Six is a small tactical team, like a SWAT team. It's not a 64, it's not 32 members against 32 members. It is a very small operating team, an elite team. They go in, they have the objective, they work together, they achieve the objective, and they get out. So that really, to me, fits perfectly with the Rainbow Six, label storyline. It fits along with the Tom Clancy books as well, which is where that came from. So I think it's perfect for the Rainbow Six, storyline in the games that have been released as Rainbow Six games, because it's a tactical team. So I think it's perfect. I can't wait, because that's the type of game I like anyways. Small unit, you've got my back, I've got your back, kind of a if I flank right, we communicate, because I don't like playing tactical games and finding myself talking to myself when I've got, teammates that I'm supposed to be working with. That gets old with me. And I know you guys have experienced it too. You get on there and you play a shooter or a tactical game, and you got a team objective, and you find out that nobody's got their mics live. It's just you. So, nobody's talking to you, and everybody's running around trying to do their own thing. And even if it's a capture flag, everybody's coming in from different areas or not trying to capture the flag at all. Just trying to kill as many enemies as they can. And I think this is going to bring out a different type of gamer. And I think that it's one I'm looking forward to. It's on my radar for sure.
Yeah, we weren't talking about the way. We were talking about what Battlefield Hardline should have been. When you have the Battlefield name, everybody just assumes it's the 64 on 64, when it's not true, because look at Battlefield Bad Company 2. Look at Battlefield Bad Company 1. Those are not those type of shooters at all. You know what I'm saying? Where if they were the cops and robbers of Hardline should have been like this. What we're saying, it should have been, the guys
involved, yeah,
right.
Not necessarily like this, but
a tactical.
Yeah,
it's a tactical system, because it's not just break through a freaking wall and shoot everybody. That's not how it works. Because the minute you break through that wall, it could be 10 guys on the other side trying to shoot you and kill you as you break it through the wall. So you have to make sure you work together. That's what we're saying is it should have been. That's the way Hardline should have been. But that's not what it was. So that's why we're saying that this should have been this. We're not talking about the Conquest mode, which that's what Battlefield's known for. Battlefield's known for Conquest mode, 64 on 64, and capture this objective and blow this person out of the sky. We're talking about the way the other modes on Hardline should have been, not the Conquest mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had fun. Sid and I had fun with the Conquest mode, but we didn't have fun with the other two modes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Right,
then
right.
the Conquest mode is just your everyday Battlefield, so there's nothing different about that.
Right.
So, well, next we do have Titch's Tips, but I do want to take a minute here to acknowledge the people who have followed the Save Point Show. I want to give a wholehearted thanks to everybody who has done that. We try to keep up with everybody, but unfortunately sometimes we can't. So, Native Boxing, thank you so much for the follow. Loggear123, thank you so much for the follow. MRV Gaming 1, Emily Taylor Selena, AJ Rock 7, Chipmunk Attack 1. This was a couple days ago. D Rose 69, Raven Artist 12323, the Waffling Brit. Well, hats off to you. Well, not really, because I can't, because my thing's holding it down. And Kim ST90, thank you so much for the follow, guys. We really appreciate that, and I just wanted to take the time to thank you guys. So, all right. So up next we do have Titch's Tips, and we shall go ahead and take it away, sweetie.
Okay. So this week, as you guys know, March 31st, The Sims 4 released their Get to Work DLC. And I've been playing it since it was released. I actually did my 12-hour stream that day, and I had a blast playing it. But I'm going to kind of talk about the scientist career. Now, I'm not going to go into real depth of it this week, because I've had a little bit of issue kind of getting into it and getting very far with this. As you all know, I lost a full day of gameplay because of a lack of not following my motto, save early, save often. Yeah. So because of that, I'm kind of had a setback. So I'll get more details next week. But what I have is, in the scientist career, you can go to work with your sim in the DLC Get to Work expansion. And the scientists can invent many different things. They can invent potions. They can invent, they can cross-splice plants, and they can invent actual items. A couple of the things that you can invent are a satellite that will communicate with aliens. Another thing is a ray gun that you're actually able to name these things. In fact, BCK actually named my freeze ray gun Vanilla Ice. So another thing, the piece de resistance that you can actually create is a clone machine. Now, I've just barely gotten the clone machine unlocked, so I really haven't been able to play with that. So I will do more detail about those things next week. This is all that I've unlocked so far. So apparently there is a wormhole creator that you'll be able to unlock at one point and actually go to the alien world of Sixum. In image number 1, you can see the invention construction machine behind my sim. And yes, you can also see in the foreground that my sim, that is a male, is pregnant. This answers the question as to whether or not aliens do abduct you. And yes, they will pollinate your male sims and they will give birth. You can add a satellite that you invent on the invention construction machine that will help prevent abductions. But if you're like me and twisted and weird, you actually promote abductions, which you can actually contact the aliens with that satellite and be able to kind of promote an abduction. In image number 2, you can see the baby alien that the sim had. And I'll go over the kinds of things that you can get in the next few weeks with the Get to Work. But in image number 3, you can actually see the alien being abducted by the alien ship. And after this particular sim had twin baby girls. So like I said, I'll update you with more tips and details about the scientist career, the detective career, the doctor career, all of the careers, and the retail stuff in the next few weeks. Like I said, the Sims Get to Work was released on March 31st. And if you guys come and sim with me daily, you can see the different things. I will be streaming Sims for Get to Work over the next whatever, forever and ever, daily during the day. And then at night, you can join me for Titch's Dark Titch's Horror Nights, where I'll be, like I said before, playing PS4 horror games, starting with The Last of Us. So follow me on Twitch and follow me on Twitter. And until then, happy simming, guys.
Yay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for that.
Hashtag anal probe for the win.
That's right. Hashtag.
I knew it was coming.
I had to. That was just too easy. It left it right out there.
Yeah, I totally set you up for that. Just perfect, didn't I? You and I work together. Good job, bud.
And hold your breath. Oh. Okay, well, we'll be.
Oh, it's a few clicks instead of saying holy breath because they can't speak English. It's the clicks.
Okay.
What was it? Native, yeah, they'd probably announce it at E3. It's usually when they do. What happens sometimes is last couple of years, they've been actually it's been leaked beforehand, so they had to like release trailers early. But it's most likely going to be World War II because that's what everybody wants. So it could be Modern Warfare 4 for all we know, or 5. Who knows?
I actually heard Black Ops 3 as well.
Yeah, it could be that, but I'm thinking World War II.
All right, that's yeah. These guys, Native, all these guys, man, are just on the ball. I'm the one that kind of slacks around here. So yeah, if you have any questions at all, please just type it out in chat, and we will try to get to that as best as possible. And if we don't know the answer, we'll look it up for you. All right, so.
Or
yeah.
we won't give you a false answer. We'll give you the most honest, correct answer we can give you, without going into things that is incorrect.
Yeah, out of the 6 billion incorrect answers, we'll give you one correct answer. So, all right. So, I want to just give a shout out to our stream team. We had a couple weeks ago we had introduced Brunhofer to our stream team, and now we have the honor of actually introducing Slimming to our newest stream teamer. Welcome to the Save Point Show, and welcome to Styx Broadcasting, Slim.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, what basically promote yourself, man.
I'm just a regular daily basis gamer. Spend time with my wife, video games, and have fun with this family.
How long have you been streaming? Do you know?
Well, it's been 2 years, but I have 2 accounts. So I started on the new account in February. So I'm working my way up to 1 year on that one. I'm on 92 days tomorrow.
Wow.
So that's the challenge I'm working on.
Yeah. So you're doing the year-round, the 360 challenge?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Some days harder than others, I'm sure, right?
Huh?
Some days harder than others, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
You know, how about some? Why did you join a team? Just throw it out there, just in case there's anybody on the fence of why they should join a team, or what does teams bring? Just give them certain advice so that way they can make decisions as well. I hate to put you on the spot, but
No, it's all right. Well, first of all, it's a lot of support. You bond with the people in the team. That's the big thing about the whole experience. You're never alone, and if you need any help, you can just tweet or just send a message, and they will be right there.
Yeah.
And there will be days, if you're a streamer, that it's going to be really hard. And when you think about having a team backing you up at that point of view, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do conduct ourselves as one big family, and we all get along, and we think of each other as a family too. So, and we're happy to have you in our new family.
I'm happy to be here as well.
MRV Gaming, you join a team with us. You actually can go to styxbroadcasting.com and fill out an application if you're a streamer and interested in having us take a look at you as a possible member of the stream team.
We do go through basically a process, an application process, and then a trial period where we kind of just watch how you operate, and then we'll make our decision from there. So, one of these days, I apologize. One of these days, I am going to be. I strip Sayoko down to her bare coating and rebuild her back up. I need to add some more shout outs and stuff like that. So I will be fixing that hopefully soon. So, but
I got him.
What's up?
Okay.
You're breaking up hard, Pandora. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Happened just before, so now I'm Skype. But the kid started Skype before the show started, so now I'm gonna have to be dealing with this.
There it is.
I was just wanting to ask Slim a real quick question to kind of help people understand, maybe what it is about his channel that people can expect to find when they come there.
Well, humor and entertainment. I'm improving at this point as well to try to stay active with my chat, talk to people. But there's just this couple of games that it's hard to interact with everyone.
Yeah.
So
how we been several and actually say that ever been in there. It's a lot of fun and chat, and you're open to a lot of different conversations. So it's not just It's not just the same every day. You switch up your games a lot. You'll play anything anybody asks if you have it to play, and I think that's a strength of yours. You're good with people when they come in, and you're very you're like a people person. People come in, they can cut up with you. You have a really good sense of humor. You love to cut up with people. You play some of the biggest games that gamers really want to see. So it's definitely worth checking out.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna just give a shout out. Ooh, I can't spell. Shout out. So yeah, there's a shout out for you. If you guys, there's this channel right there in the chat. So it's twitch.tv/Sliminem. That's SL3MINEM. And give him a follow, man, and say hi.
Yeah, be sure to give him a follow.
He doesn't bite very hard. The beard is very misleading, but
He only bites when and then he asks how hard.
And when he's hungry too.
Yeah, and when he's hungry,
Yeah.
You got to be careful when you're feeding him because that nip, you got to pull back real fast.
Don't feed him after midnight, and don't get him wet.
No.
There goes one finger. Oh, sweet Jesus. Is this cheese doodles?
Oh, that's nasty. Okay. So, up next, Pandora. You always have us some juicy information, juicy debate topics that we can all jump in and discuss. Do you have anything for us today on your Pandora's box?
And hopefully my mic will break on me doing it. So just after I'm coming through. Am I coming through?
Yes. Yeah. A little broken
Okay.
up, but you're good.
Okay, just slightly broken up. So I was, as always, man, I'm always looking on the internet, and I come across this story, and I'm pretty sure most of everybody's heard of Angry Joe, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's familiar with. I follow Angry Joe on YouTube. I follow Angry Joe on Twitch as well. And he's one of those guys that I just love to keep up with. I love watching his stuff. He recently released a video playing Nintendo game, and Nintendo decided that they were going to claim his videos. Now, this has been an ongoing battle for some time. With Nintendo, YouTubers, YouTube itself. And we had once discussed Nintendo's program, that their partnership program, in an earlier episode. But what we're starting is some of the facts of what Nintendo is trying to do as a whole. And so I watched this video, his most recent video, which is, about almost a 12-minute video discussing what happened, how it happened, and basically this is what happened. So Angry Joe goes out and spends a lot of money on Nintendo, right? He buys the Nintendo Wii, he buys all the controllers, he buys a bunch of video games, and I think he said he spent somewhere in the upwards of $900 or so on Nintendo products because he felt like he could share his experiences on Nintendo games to people that follow his channels. And so he goes and does this, invites some of his friends over, and they're all playing Nintendo games, and they're having a ball. Absolutely having a blast playing these games. So then he goes and uploads his videos. He doesn't really pay attention to it. Comes back a couple days later, only to find that Nintendo had claimed his videos. Now, they didn't copyright strike him for some content. They claimed the entire videos from front to back, start to finish. He can't monetize the videos. He can't do anything. Now Nintendo owns those videos. He's not happy about it. He at one point make a comment in his video that before Nintendo fanboys start attacking him and saying, hey, Nintendo has the legal right to claim anything that is their content, and he agrees that they very well can do that. What Angry Joe is saying is, should they do that? Because what he's doing is he's sharing his experiences in Nintendo games, while other companies are allowing it. Nintendo is not. And one of the things that he made a comment was, yes, Nintendo can claim these rights, but should they claim them? And on top of that, he was saying that, okay, so if you want to claim my videos, then I also have the right to not endorse your product. So, according to him, he will not be endorsing Nintendo again. Nintendo will not be sharing in videos. He will not be discussing anyway. He even went so far as to make the joke that he was going to have to probably pay Nintendo for every time he said Nintendo in his video. So he was like, let me write that down, how many times I've actually endorsed this product. I think I probably owe him another $100 already just in this video. Just to show the absurdity of what Nintendo is doing. So I'm pitching this out here to you guys in the chat today to say, what do you guys think about that? I mean, should Nintendo, who we all know is really not in the running, they're not even really on the lips of people because nobody talks about Nintendo. When you talk about consoles now, it's all PlayStation 4 versus the Xbox One. That's what people are talking about. Which is better? Fan side or the other, right? I mean, it's been going on there, the console war. And Nintendo doesn't even really get mentioned in this. So, keeping that in mind, do you think this is a good practice for Nintendo to go around striking Nintendo videos, claiming videos from YouTubers and forcing them either to take them down or claiming the monetary rights to videos? Do you think that stuff they have the legal right to want, and the heck with the publicity of it? So there you go. You know, what's your besides this fan? There's the legal way. Is it now? You know, binding stuff. So.
Well, my first concern is our thing going to be pulled since I showed the Nintendo Amiibos?
That's a legitimate concern. It really is, Sid. It's like the other day, I was trying to get a message to you the other day when you were playing your Nintendo videos on Twitch. Mm-hmm. You could very well, if you try to save that video, you're going to lose them. Yeah. You're absolutely not going to be able to keep these videos because you played Nintendo games. Nintendo is now we're not talking about every once in a while they do this. They're aggressive about it. They're like Disney, you know, the way Disney is with anything Disney owned. If they know that you've got something posted and it's Nintendo related in any way, they're coming after you. They're going to take your videos and they're going to claim them, or they're going to force you to take them down. So it is a concern. So you like you said, do I need to worry about this? You do. It needs to, you know, it needs to be in the back of your mind all the time. What are they going to do to me?
Well, just to confirm that.
There you go. You're going to have to pay attention for that.
Actually, you know what? He looks a little bit like Kaz. It's me, Luigi.
Yeah. Well, I'll start off then. Usually I let you guys start off, but I'm going to start off this time, and I really want to give my opinion on this. I think this is bad practice for Nintendo. I'm just going to put it out there. I know they have the legal right to claim videos, but it's not good. Okay, when you are not a contender in the big picture, you might want to consider your strategy. You might want to worry about being consumer friendly. And the best way to be consumer friendly is to allow people to share their experiences about your product with other people. Absolutely. If I am absolutely having a ball playing a Nintendo product, and I see people playing a Nintendo product and having a good time, chances are it's going to persuade me to probably go buy a Nintendo product. But if I don't see these types of things out there, what is going to make me want to buy a Nintendo product? Unless I'm just a freaking fanboy of Nintendo and I'll buy it no matter what. Outside of those people, who's going to buy a Nintendo product unless they're persuaded to? I see it as positive, it's positive marketing. If Slim buys a Nintendo Wii and he's having a ball playing Mario Kart 8, and you're playing it and you're having a ball, Kaz is playing it and he's having a ball, Titch is playing it and she's having a ball, and I'm the only jabroni in the group that's not buying it and not playing it, I'm going to feel like I'm missing out on the fun. So it might persuade me into going ahead and buying it just so I can play with you guys and have fun doing it. If those experiences were removed and I weren't able to see the fun you guys are playing or having, I'll never buy it. So I think they have the legal right. I just don't think it's smart. I think it's something they really need to, I think they really need to consider their stance on this as to which is more important. Trying to nickel and dime YouTubers to death for every little single penny that they can get on videos because it's a Nintendo video, or should they allow people to experience or share their fun experiences, talk positively about their games, and let that translate into consumer sales? I think they need to go with the latter. I think they need to allow people to post their videos, share their experiences, and brag and talk about this product so that it translates into big dollars, big sales. That's just my personal opinion on it.
Nintendo has already theoretically alienated themselves from the console race. I mean, they're not even mentioned in the console race. It's always Microsoft and Sony. Nintendo used to be in the race, so they've already alienated themselves from that. They don't need to be alienating themselves from the rest of the community, the people who do like the Nintendo stuff. Exactly, I totally agree with you on that. Yes, they do have a right to pull their stuff, but like you said, I think it's a bad marketing move. This the videos on YouTube that people enjoying these products, enjoying playing Mario Kart 8, enjoy playing all the Nintendo stuff, enjoying playing the old virtual consoles and stuff like that.
Right.
This is free advertising for them. I don't understand why they don't see that. It is free advertising. And I mean,
exactly.
What they want is people to enjoy the product. But if they're taking that away, it leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. It's bad customer service. I mean, because in my opinion, that falls into customer service. And I don't think it is a good move for that. Now, me personally, I think because I don't really do a lot on YouTube, and I do have a YouTube channel, but I don't really do a lot. I just kind of show highlights and stuff like that. I'm going to continue showing my live stream with my Nintendo Wii, and I'm going to keep doing it until I get a cease and desist notice. I mean, that's the only thing that's going to stop me with that. But I mean, I won't be posting them on YouTube because I know they will take them down. But
and I used to work at eBay, so I kind of worked with the copyright thing, and especially the gaming stuff came across my desk. Now, the thing is, Uncharted brought up a good thing in the chat. He says that they've been restricting it because of fan-made items. The thing is, we're not making things off of the games. We're simply streaming the game as is. We're not trying to teach people how to bootleg them. We're not trying to teach people how to pirate them or cheat the system. Nothing like that. Streamers simply are showing the games, and you would think that Nintendo would be smart enough to pull their heads out of their asses and realize that we are going to be helping their sales, their bottom line, their pockets. And yet they haven't gotten on board of this because I honestly think that they don't have enough new blood in their company to understand what streaming can do for their company.
And especially with the new console coming out, they're going to be explaining it next year in more detail than Nintendo NX. I mean, I would think they would want as much exposure as possible.
Yeah, you would think so, but apparently they are not aware of the impact that live streamers and YouTubers can have on their bottom line. Once they figure that out, maybe they'll get on board, but until then, I don't think that they'll be able to comprehend what that could mean for them.
Or,
yeah, I want to.
I know Kaz.
I want to. Yeah, he does. I do want to address the Uncharted Slander's second follow-up to his comment. And he says the reason why they take these videos down is because they feel as if they're giving out part of the experience of the game for free. My comment to that is basically that's just PR bullcrap. The experience of gaming has been around for as long as gaming has been around. And the only way to experience gaming is to play the game. Mm-hmm. Sitting in a chair watching someone else play the game is not your experience. It's someone else's experience in playing the game, but it is not your experience playing the game. How many times have you been over at your friend's house and they've been playing a video game and you wanted to play it because you saw how much fun they were playing? Why is the internet any different than that? Mm-hmm. It's presenting gameplay to people that might be interested in purchasing that game, a way of seeing what the game is about. If you have confidence in your product, shouldn't you want that to be seen? Unless you don't have any confidence. Now, if you don't have any confidence, maybe you don't want people to see it. Maybe you're afraid that it's going to be a negative thing. But if you believe in your product and you have confidence in what you have made, you want the world to see it. You don't want to. The only reason I can see for people is either one thing: it's greed, or you're embarrassed by the product that you've created because you don't want people seeing it. Mm-hmm. Those two reasons alone is a big motivator. But this they don't want people to experience games for free. You cannot experience a video game if you have not personally taken the controller into your hand and played it, because video games are immersion. They are not a movie. They are video games. So I see what he's saying. I understand he is right. Nintendo does see it that way. So I'm not going against what Uncharted is saying. I'm going against what Nintendo is saying, because he is right. That's what Nintendo is saying. So he's definitely on track with their thought process, and I just don't agree with their thought process.
Exactly. If I can say just one more thing, an example of seeing gameplay and wanting to play, I watched Sid play Bloodborne.
Right.
I wanted Bloodborne for that frickin' sword. I can tell you right now, I still want that sword. And I suck at the game. I'm horrible at the game. But I like playing it. When I need to blow off some steam, I like playing it. And yet I suck at it. And that was because I saw gameplay.
Can I say one thing?
Oh, no, go ahead, Slim.
It's like what you said in the earlier stream or Save Point show. You need to get, if you're going to buy a game and pay $60 for it or whatever, you need to do your research. But how are you going to do your research if they're not letting the product go on Twitch or anything? You will not get any experience of what you're going to buy. So that can blow their sales all over.
Go ahead, Kazan.
Okay. All right. Basically, this is a double-edged sword for Nintendo. Okay. The first thing is, what you guys are mentioning that it's affecting streamers, which it's not. You can stream any Mario game you want. You can stream any Nintendo game you want, and they don't affect it. What they do affect is YouTube. Okay, unless you signed up for their partnership program, they will take down videos. And what happens is, even if they do you make these videos being partnered with them. If you submit them, that doesn't mean they're going to approve them, because if there's something on that video that they don't like, they're not going to approve it. So, I mean, like Slim, you just said, how can you do your research? Well, again, you watch Twitch. I mean, YouTube is not going to be, YouTube for Nintendo is not going to be the same anymore. But Twitch is still, because in order for them to throw copyright flags out on Twitch, that's a whole nother ball game. And then they will piss more people off than they're willing to right now. I'm not saying that later on that they won't do that. Who knows? The Nintendo, they'll do whatever they want. But again, it's a double-edged sword. They do own the rights to these images, to these characters, to everything. I mean, even when you create your own Mii or whatever the hell they're called, they still own those characters.
Sure.
So you don't own any. It's just like MMOs. I mean, when you create your character in an MMO, you don't ever own that character, even though it's truly kind of is yours, but you don't ever own it because you don't own any of the rights to any of the things in there. So when you talk about these, and what Nintendo's doing is, yeah, they're pissing off Angry Joe. Well, then, if he doesn't want his videos to be, he needs to jump on board and do what he needs to do. You can't just try to go around the system that Nintendo's putting now, because it's not going to work. And it's going to only piss you off even further. So it's either jump on board or don't do it anymore. And I understand not doing it anymore, but if you don't like the products anyways, why would you go out and buy them? So obviously he's buying the products because he likes them anyways. So don't use the excuse, well, I just paid $900 or $1,000 on these Nintendo products where yada yada yada. You know what? If you don't like Nintendo or you don't like their products, don't buy them. Simple as that. Don't sit there and complain and use that in an argument saying, well, I just spent... And that's like me saying, oh shit, I just spent $2,000 on a computer, but I don't like this game because, and I don't like what they're doing because of this. It's bullshit. It's you buy the product because you like it. Bottom line, you like what Nintendo does. You like the games that you do.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question about your comment. And just so I'm clear, Angry Joe is not complaining about the product. He's complaining about the business practices of the company. Just so I'm clear on this, so he's not getting a bad rep here. He never said Nintendo was a bad product. He never said he didn't have fun with the product. He never said that this was a bad game. He never said Nintendo's product is not what it is. He never said that he wasted his money and that it's just a garbage system. He never once said that. What he said was, I cannot post my experiences about a product that I enjoy. He did say he enjoyed it. He did say that it was a great experience. He did say that he had fun. So I agree with what you're saying, except I want to make sure that I'm clear when I say that Angry Joe is separating those two differences. He's not mad about the system. He's not mad about the money he spent. He's mad about the fact that Nintendo didn't take down, but they claimed videos of his positive experiences that he had playing Nintendo products. That's what he's complaining about. He's not complaining about the system. He's not complaining about he wasted his money. He's saying, I can't share my experiences without them claiming it.
Right.
He's trying to separate the two differences.
Right, and
I just want to make sure I was clear.
But what I'm saying is, he's saying that he's separating the two, but he's really not. To a point, okay? Like I said, because if he was separating the two differences, he wouldn't be complaining about, he spent $900, now we can't post this thing. He could post it on YouTube, but he has to go through the red tape. If he doesn't want to go through the red tape, then that's his own fault. Nobody's saying that. He
admitted that. He did admit to that.
So why create... it's like you and I watch Review Tech, right?
Right.
We like Rich from Review Tech. Well, there was just a video not too long ago where he was helping out another guy, and it turned into a whole backfire shit show on YouTube, which it didn't want to. Rich didn't want it to be brought that way or that far, and it happened because the other guy was not mature enough to do it. So the whole story short is, he was paying him for advertising and endorsements and stuff like that, and the guy was complaining about, he basically got stuff off the back of a truck and gave it to Rich and yada yada yada, and it was just a whole shit show. But
right,
the way he's talking is like, why? If you're gonna complain about this thing, then go out and do something about it. As far as in, you don't want your videos to be taken down? Well, then how about filling out the application for Nintendo and going through the red tape that you need to? That's the only way you're gonna be able to get through this without any problems.
But that system, just to clarify that, because I want everybody that's in the chat room as well as all four guys to understand, Nintendo's program is not in effect yet. It does not come into effect for a few more months. So that would be good, but let's be realistic. That is not in effect yet. So until that is in effect, that's a moot point, really, because they don't have that system in place yet. It's in beta testing. They're still beta testing it out, and which means it still hasn't been approved yet. Nintendo still hasn't worked out the kinks. They still don't have their partnership program actually in place. It's a beta tested thing right now. So you're in that area now where if your YouTube video, if you're a YouTuber and you're trying to post videos, Nintendo is testing a partnership program that's not in full effect yet. So right now we're talking in a gray area, right? Because the program is not in full effect, and there are YouTubers that are still big YouTubers that are partnered with, Machinima or whoever they're already partnered with. So they're not partnered with Nintendo. So there's this gray area it's kind of in the middle right now. So I would love to jump on your thought process there, except for the fact that we are kind of in this transitional phase where we got Nintendo's partnership program coming, but not quite yet here. So you're right. He took a risk. He gambled. He knew that when he did it, he was gambling. He even says so in his video that he was stupid. He should have known better. He knew that this program was coming, but what he didn't think was he didn't think they were going to end up claiming his entire videos. So I don't know, man. Is it an excuse? I don't know. You may be onto something there.
It's something that Nintendo did explain. They explained it in their whole thing, though, because people were complaining about it how many months ago. The minute Nintendo released this whole statement that they were going to do this, people were complaining, saying, "Oh, I'm not dealing with this Nintendo thing. Why should they take 70% or 30%?" The whole money, greed, YouTube talk. But people know it was coming. So, again, if you're going to complain about it, then might as well just... If this is something you like doing.
I get that. But what I want to try to do, Kaz, I want to get back onto my point, which my point was I don't want to debate what's right, whether they should sign up for the program, whether they shouldn't sign up for the program. That's not what I'm debating. What I'm debating is it smart for Nintendo to have this type of business practice? Is it smart for them to be bleeding and sticking these rules out there and creating these partnership programs to take away from the machinima partnerships that people have with YouTube and other partnership programs that are already out there? Now Nintendo is coming along and saying, guess what? We don't care about none of that stuff. We're going to create our own little partnership program, and we're going to dictate. And now I'm getting back into this original argument that I had once before. When you control all of the rules and you control all of the factors, is that fair to the consumer? Because if Nintendo has their way, they will tell you what you can and you cannot say about their videos too, because they're already controlling which games can be covered and which games cannot be covered. They already have a list of these are the games we will allow you to stream. These are the games that we will allow you to post YouTube videos. If you go outside of that, then we're going to strike your videos. So not only are they trying to control the videos, they're trying to control which video games you play. They also have a thing written in there as part of their partnership program that if they don't like what you've said about their products, they can strike it.
Right.
So is this, what I'm getting at is this smart? Is this what Nintendo really wants to do? Is this, and that's why I was talking, like what Sid was saying, I don't think it's very smart on them as far as a marketing standpoint is concerned. It's bad publicity. Because I'm going to tell you now, that leaves a bad taste in my mouth as a consumer because it sounds to me like they're trying to hide stuff. They don't want people talking about their products. And if they do, it has to be approved by them.
Yeah, that's positive stuff.
No,
yeah, and I know what you're saying. But
You're right.
Now, my next question is, YouTube, since they're having, they're taking videos off of YouTube, YouTube is starting to change. From what I understand, is they are starting to do a live stream as well.
well, they already have that.
Well, I mean, like they're broadening their genre of the streams, just like Twitch does. So, I mean, what happens then if you're on YouTube with all of their policies and such like that? Is it the same rules going to apply to their streaming as it does to their videos?
I don't think so because it's streaming, and that's a little different. But again, like I
But
said,
it's still under YouTube. I mean, they could still have the same policy. I don't know.
well, that's why you have to read and make sure that you read. And again, they all. And do I think it's bad business? It's tough to say because if I'm let's say I'm a Nintendo player, okay, and that's all I do is Nintendo stuff and put YouTube videos out. Well, if I sign up for this thing, there's a good chance that Nintendo actually promotes it as well. So, I don't know. If I'm a little guy in the corner who streams these Nintendo stuff and I'm going up against guys like PewDiePie who they'll watch his video over mine, well, if Nintendo is going to give me a bigger boost on the YouTube shot, well, you know what? It might be good for us to be on that little page or to be a part of that.
I see where the benefit can come from a YouTuber. But I'm not concerned about a YouTuber, and I'm not concerned about the money they're making or not making off their videos. What I'm concerned about is honesty and integrity. If I think that a company is doing things to sway somebody's opinion about my product, then I'm going to think there's something wrong with their product. This is what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned that Nintendo is trying to do things to do nothing other than put positive spins on their products. And they are doing everything they can to control all of the factors so that that is done. They are controlling what YouTubers are saying. They are controlling the videos that the video games they want played. They're controlling the monetary value of these videos. They are controlling every possible aspect of every marketing tactic that can be done on their products, and saying that if we don't approve of what you're saying and what you're doing, we're going to strike these videos. Yeah, I guess if you want to make money representing Nintendo, then go ahead and do so, because you probably do stand a better chance. But as a person sitting on the outside trying to watch this, now all of a sudden I have a bad taste in my mouth that you just said that you loved Mario Kart 8 just so you could make that check, just so you could get paid by Nintendo. So now I'm going to question your ethics. And I'm going to question the ethics of the business that is paying you to say that stuff, because they are paying you to tell me what they want me to hear, not what you really think about the product, but what Nintendo is paying you to say. So really, I don't see that as a positive. I see that as nothing but negative.
All right.
Because it will create that question. about that person's integrity. Are they telling me that this is a game they really like, or are they only telling me this because they want to draw that Nintendo check?
But again, they could be two sides of the story. I mean, we all know that this could turn into be the biggest shit show for everything, because if Nintendo's doing it, we might see Sony do it not too long ago, down the road. We might see Microsoft doing it not too long down the road, and all these other companies, because it's a way for them to control the internet. But again, they've already doing it because people like Activision and Sledgehammer, they did it with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Instead of fixing bugs, we talked about a couple of shows ago, instead of fixing the bugs, they take down the video showing the bugs because they don't want it. They don't want people to see that it's a piece of crap.
Yeah, it's the same practices. It is.
It's just Nintendo is doing it a little differently. They're actually, helping people with their doing it as well. And again, I understand. If they don't like what you have to say, then they won't post your video, or they won't flag it as okay. But again, it's one of those fine, narrow roads that you can walk on either side. It's just like what happened in the 90s with Napster, with the whole Napster and Metallica, industry, and the whole music industry back then. Video games are a billions and billions of dollar industry now. It's not like it used to be in the 80s or the early 90s. It's totally, I mean, let's face it, it's on the same financial scale as adult entertainment. It's really a big industry. So people can do what they want with, especially companies now. They're really, you're gonna walk that fine line to see what you. It's so hard to be negative or positive about certain games because you don't know what's going to be taken down anyways. Look, Dragon Age Unity, Dragon Age Inquisition. Let's post 150 hours on YouTube where somebody can go and watch the whole thing, the whole storyline, and now here goes BioWare losing a sale because this guy would rather do that instead of buying the game. And like you said, it's not the same thing about, you're not experiencing it, but you still see the gist of the storyline. So and that's what Nintendo doesn't like to be done. It's like if somebody posts a whole new Zelda game that's coming out and the whole entirety, well, that might deter people to not buy that game because they already seen the ending and they've seen the whole playthrough. So why would they go out and buy it? And even if they're a fan of the game but don't, necessarily have the money. So instead of when they do have the money, them going out and buying it, now they're just going to skip it because they already know the whole storyline.
That's possible. That is, I see that. But again, it brings me to, it is probably really one of my last comment, and maybe Tim Slim and Sid will have a different view. But what it boils down to me is this. When EA does, and they pull down videos because of broken gameplay or it shows a weakness in their thing, we criticize them. We say, what's up with EA? Why are they hiding stuff? Man, that's just not cool. But when Nintendo does it, people are like, well, they're just protecting themselves. It's probably smart that they do. It's like we make excuses for Nintendo, but we turn around and crucify any other company that does, especially if it's EA. If EA does anything, everybody's on board to cut their throats. It's like, well, they're just hiding because they put out crappy games. That's why they took it down. But it's okay if Nintendo pulls down Super Mario or pulls down Mario Kart 8 videos. For whatever reason. It doesn't matter what the reason is. Because it's Nintendo. Nintendo did it, and they can't ever do anything wrong. So I have an attitude towards it because I simply believe that anytime you're pulling videos down, it's not good for you. You're either A, you're in the same ship with all the other companies that are doing it, and you need to be labeled as such, or B, you're just trying to control the field. Either way, as a consumer, I don't trust you because you're hiding something. You're not protecting the consumer, you're protecting the company. And I just don't particularly care for Nintendo's practices as of late by trying to create not only the game that everybody's playing, but how it's being played and what's being said about it. I just, as a consumer, I think that those are strikes against every code of ethics that exists when it is a consumer versus a corporation code of conduct that is out on the market. You have violated every one of those as far as I'm concerned. And I don't care if you're or not. Any company tells me that they are striking people for things they say. They will pull their videos down if they don't like it. That you have got to abide by my rules or you cannot post the videos. If you are controlling all of the rules and the factors, I don't trust you. I just don't. Because you're doing something unethical. You're controlling what people say about your product. And that is what bothers me. Because I can no longer trust your company or the people to be a care of your product. Because you are controlling the factors. So I don't trust you. I don't trust any YouTube video person that comes out and is for their program because I think paid to how games are. And that is a violation of code of ethics as far as I'm concerned. That's the way I see it. And that's the way I see Nintendo things. Now, that might not be what they're doing, but it looks that way.
It looks that way.
Yeah, and every time you bring up a subject, I mean, this could be hour long subject.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely something to talk about.
It is very deep.
No, I mean, they're great subjects.
It is. Big Cast could create a show just talk alone. It's all.
Well. Unfortunately, we do have to move on a little bit. So, in other news, Comcast is taking the fight to Google Fiber with their new 2 gigabyte per second service. So, Comcast getting a little feisty here. I think they're a little sweating little bullets here. The cable giant announced on Thursday that it's going to start offering a new service capable of delivering speeds up to 2 gigabytes per second in the Atlanta metro area starting next month. What makes this even more impressive is that the service will be symmetrical, which means that you'll get maximized download and upload speeds of 2 gigabytes per second. Atlanta, of course, is one of the cities where Google Fiber announced that it would expand to earlier this year. However, Comcast says that it doesn't plan just to offer this service only in markets where Google Fiber is landing. The Verge writes that, quote, Comcast plans to expand to other cities beyond Atlanta, thank you, God, and will cover as many as 18 million American homes by the end of 2015. So, Google Fiber or Comcast, as long as I get rid of the ISP server that I have that'd be just great for me right now. So, it's also working on delivering a 1 gigabyte per second service that will cover many customers in its footprint. The big elephant in the room here is the price. Comcast announced no details on what this new service will cost, and the company has been known to charge wallet-incinerating prices for high-speed connections in the past. 2012, it unveiled a 305 megabyte per second service that costs an insane $300 a month. Google Fiber, in contrast, charges $70 a month for 1 gigabytes per second internet service. Nonetheless, it's a positive development to see ISPs really stepping up their game when it comes to network upgrades. It seems like not so long ago that Time Warner Cable was insisting that its customers didn't really want fast speeds like the ones Google Fiber was offering, so this is definitely progress. So I think it's good. I think it's good that there is going to be competition, because that works for us. Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But Comcast, come on.
Huh?
I said, but Comcast, come on. The biggest internet gougers in the universe.
Now, I have Comcast, okay? And I want nothing more than Google Fiber to get here as fast as it can, so I can dump this Comcast. Because what's going to happen is, I mean, we already seen that Google Fiber is going to be $70. Okay, for 1 gigabyte per second,
Awesome.
It's great. Now I'm paying more than that for what I have, and I have 130 megabytes per second, download, and 25 or 30 upload. It's something weird. Okay. So when I read the story, I'm thinking, cha-ching, 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 because Comcast is in a world of hurt right now. They just lost to the FCC. We're claiming, internet is not a telecommunications thing; it's a utility. So they're already panicking about that now because now they can't. They have to they have to actually offer the low business and the big business at the same price.
Play by the rules.
Google Fiber is really making them worried because of this whole 1 gigabyte per second for the price that they're offering. And that's just one of the services that Google's offering. Now, there is another one that you can pay $300, a one-time fee, and you'll have basic internet, which is, I think it's 50 upload and like 50 download and like 25 upload, which is the standard, but you'll get it for the life of whatever. You'll always have internet and never have to pay for it after you pay that initial fee. So Google's offering this as well. Okay?
Yep.
So Comcast is really putting their tail, right, because there's no way they're going to be able to compete with this. So, let's just say, Google, and this is what they did. They took the claim and what Google's doing, the fastest internet offered to home people. This is what they're doing. They're taking it now and switching it over to their company, saying that they own the fastest, but not really saying that, hey, what about the price? Because they're not going to tell you the price because they don't. Like the article said too, in 2012, is they came out with this 305 megabytes per second. It was like $300 a freaking month.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
And it wasn't even a T1 line. I mean,
it was ridiculous. So this went in bullets. They don't like that Google's doing what they're doing and Google just put they go into another area that they just specifically said. So as they get bigger and bigger, Comcast doesn't know what they're going to do. They really don't. And I love it. I really, truly love it. Because I want to see Comcast. Because what happens is, when you have Comcast, now you're forced into these other bundles with it. You can't just have the internet. Because they don't offer just, let's say, like, my speeds of the internet. I can't just go out and buy it just paid for those without paying for phone, without paying for this, that, and the other thing that they add on to, because that's not what they do. They want everybody to have bundles. So we can't drop our phone service to get like Magic Jack, which is $100 for 5 freaking years, instead of paying the extra $25, $30 a month that my phone is. So this is why Comcast is not a good company. Where Google is going to be $70, here you go, here's your internet. Now if you want to pay $120, you can get your internet and TV as well, because they have a TV package now too with it. But you don't have to pay for the TV if you don't want it. You could pay for just the internet, and that's it. And that's why I'm so looking forward to that coming here.
We're looking forward to it so we can get rid of Bright House.
Monopoly.
Well, it follows competition.
And Pandora's looking forward to it so he can get through a Skype call. Sorry, Pandora.
All right, well. Next up, we do have Kaz's Corner. What you got for us today, man?
This is going to be another long debate. It's by an indie developer, okay? Well, they went from indie developer to fraud developer, back to indie developer, and now they have a known like movie star, movie producer's son on top of joining their ranks. So I don't even know what to call it anymore.
What movie producer?
Romero.
Oh.
George Romero. You know, his son is signed up to be part of this Finanigan cast. Okay. Well, the first part of the story is, do you all remember the game Warzy?
Yes.
Okay. It got copyright strikes, and it had to change its name to Infestation Survivor Stories. Okay. It was basically a ripoff of DayZ. Even though they said that their game was in development a lot longer than DayZ was a bunch of crock. It was already proven. All they did was they charged $25, $30 for the game, whatever it was, and they ripped people off because the game crashed instantly after when the movie Warzy came out. World War Z. It got copyright strikes for that. So now they're at it again. They made a game a la like H1Z1 called Aftermath. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like. And here we are. We're a small company who tries to promote these indie developers, and I even hate talking about it because I hate trying to even saying words of people, letting people go to them because I feel bad that they're gonna get ripped off by these freaking asshole shady companies that are doing this. And I looked at the game. I watched the guy play it yesterday. And I'm like, holy crap. Right down to, I mean, they changed a few things here and there, but the game is H1Z1. It truly is. All they did was basically rob the code, changed a few lines here and there, added a few things here and there, and released this. And that's exactly what they did with DayZ. Isn't this friggin' retarded? I can't believe that a company would stoop to this level and do this.
Well,
Come
so
on,
there's
Sid.
another company that makes H1C1.
I mean, this practice goes back to, I don't know, Microsoft. I mean, it's. I dare I say? I mean, Bill Gates ripped Steve Jobs off. I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing, and I don't think it'll ever stop. I mean, if it's not this company, it'll be someone else. It is annoying, especially. I mean, you see this in movies as well. I mean, there is a company in the movie industry that is all they do is make rip-off movies off of famous movies. That's their job. When Snakes on a Plane came out, they made Snakes on a Train. When Transformers came out, they made Transmorphers. Though the movies were not exactly like the original movie, it was to trick the public into buying or renting their games. I used to work for Blockbuster. We saw this all the time. Oh, no, you don't want this one. This is not the actual movie that came out. Well, I mean, you may want this one, but let me just tell you. So it's always going to happen. But yeah, it is definitely annoying. It can be very annoying, but will it stop? Probably not.
Well, and this is why I'm saying we're trying to lighten up, enlighten the people that are listening, because we don't want our viewers to get taken advantage of no matter what, So when there's a shady company like this out there, we would rather tell them.
Yes.
So, and this is the whole thing. I don't want people to go out and sign up for this beta or download the game and go spend how much absurdly in-game stuff and credits for supply drops are, and turn around and watch the thing just fold a week later because they copyright infringements of something, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah. And for Romero's son to put his name on this, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know if it's just because it's a horror game that why not just, hey, go to Sony, Daybreak Studios now, and say, hey, I like to help out with H1Z1, put my name on it or whatever, and, I'll invest some camera time. Or instead, he goes to this company who's known for ripping people off to do this. It's not. I don't like this practice at all.
Now, we don't know specifically if he actually knows that. Who knows? We don't know if he's. I mean, Romero's son is a gamer, so we don't know. We don't know if he actually physically knows this, or just, hey, these people reached out to me and they want to make a horror game. They want my name on it. They're paying me good money.
But wouldn't you think he would do the research before he does? Because it's like us with.
You would hope so.
It's like us with,
Well,
when we get
Sid,
a new.
ignorance is no excuse. Like, I agree with what you're saying, but his not knowing is no excuse to do it. Like, you can't do what Kaz is talking about and then play the well, I just didn't know card.
But you
they
see
have
it
the
all
resources.
the time. I mean, I'm not saying it is an excuse.
I agree with what you're saying, but for us to sit back and go, well, he didn't know. Maybe he didn't.
I'm not
know.
saying that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, it could be, but I think what Kaz is, a lot of times we get into these things and there's so many sides, so many perspectives, but I think it boils down to this: if anybody has the money, the time, the resources to know the answer to what the question you just posed, they would. I think because of the family that he's coming from with the kind of money, and here's the other thing. They're in the loop. They're kind of in that type of entertainment to begin with. So I think they do know a lot more about who's doing what and who's connected with who and things. And they may not come off as knowing it, but I'm pretty sure they do. It's kind of that networking, Once you're inside that group, you kind of know who's doing what and which companies are doing this. Again, we are speculating as to whether he knew or didn't know. That's true. But if anybody would know, I think they would.
He said he's an average gamer. He's an avid hardcore gamer. So then he would obviously. But it's funny because they didn't just change. What they did was they started from scratch over again. Is what they're saying. Basically, what they did, they left the company that they were at, and started up a whole new company. So, if they're trying to escape what they're doing over there, that's fine, okay? But don't do the same practices you already did from there. That means that I don't care if, you had two guys on the team and one guy was the asshole and he's the one who stole all the marbles from this other previous game, just changed it a little bit. And this guy went along with it, okay? So now he breaks off and makes his own company. What does that tell me? That he's still the same fucking asshole that was with the other guy. So it doesn't change. Yeah. A leopard can't change the spots. Okay? And I don't like that. And what they were saying is, this is a quote. It says, Cameron being an avid hardcore gamer will be a great partner for us. He brings not only his creative vision and film experience, but also his family's heritage in the zombie genre. Cameron will help us create a world that is more authentic than the one we had before. Meaning World War Z. I mean, War Z or
whatever it was called,
Survivor Story.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, now it's called Romero. The new game is called Romero Aftermath. The dude, if he's a hardcore, why would you sign on to this bullshit?
One word. With us. Exactly. With us, striking out the other possibilities, it only boils down to one word: is money. That's it. That's the only thing I can think of. Money.
But Sid was really you know what, Sid, I mean, the more I sit back and I'm listening to both of you guys talking, the more I see both sides of what you're saying here. Is it right? No. Is it business practice? Yes, yeah. Sid is right. It's commonplace. And that's, I think, Kaz, you're tapping into something that's even bigger than just this one little story. This seems to be an epidemic. It's like a virus. It's like he said, Bill Gates with Steve Jobs, people taking things that aren't theirs and leaving companies and going and starting new companies and stealing technology, stealing techniques, stealing basically the game, just repackaging it as something else. It has become such commonplace that the people that are being victimized the most is us. That's why we're getting so many games that are so similar to each other. Like this feels just like H1Z1. Well, this feels just like DayZ. Well, because it is. It's just been redesigned, reskinned, and things. It's a horrible, horrible practice. It really is. There's no creativity in that. There's no originality in that. And that is why, as gamers, we feel like we keep getting the same games over and over because, in all honesty, you just broke another story. We are getting the same games over and over. They're just being renamed and repackaged, and that's just not cool. It's just that's lame. That's lame game making, game development.
And this is not this isn't the first time this has happened. Okay,
Yeah.
It comes to one of my favorite movies and TV shows, and is called Stargate. Okay, you all know what it is, I'm sure. I'm sure you guys don't live in the dark. Stargate SG-1 was actually having a video game being made. It was called Stargate Worlds. It was an MMO. Okay, if you don't believe me, go look it up. And actually, you can go watch the new or the newer version of War Games, because it was being showed and promoted in that movie. Okay. I was an avid follower of this game, and I actually gave money to help develop it, okay? Well, one of the head guys that they had in marketing, he was a fraud, okay? So all of this money just disappeared. They had no money to pay the developers. They had no money to do this, and MGM owned the rights to this Stargate, which they ended up selling, I think, to Sony or whatever, later on after the game was already shut down. But what they did was, because of what this whole thing happened and them in and out of court, they had to strip the whole thing down and made this another game out of it just to try to get some of that money back, because they were basically broke. So in order for them to make money again, they would have to make this other game. It just didn't work. It was called Stargate Resistance, and I own the game. I ended up spending another $15 because I wanted them to release Stargate Worlds. Well, this is what happens in this industry. So many people come in and out that you can't watch what these guys are doing without somebody telling you and opening a blind eye to what's going on. And this is why I thought it would be a good thing for my corner, because here I am, I already got screwed once from, the Stargate Worlds, and I don't want the same thing to happen to our fans. And I know we talk about, we support a lot of Kickstarters, as far as, and we promote some of the games, and one of the games that we're going to talk about later on in the indie is just starting Kickstarter as well. But I don't like that nobody brings this to light. I mean, you go look up, and you're going to start seeing, now that we're saying it, look up Romero Aftermath, you're going to see a whole bunch of hate videos on it, because that's what we do, but unless somebody says this, you're not going to know. It's just, oh, look at this game on Steam. Oh, this looks pretty good, Let me go spend $15 on it, and then find out it's a total ripoff of H1Z1. Or, and the company is a fraud. I just don't like that people don't do this enough, and so that's why I just decided. And it was either that, or I was going to do the whole PC thing for Pandora to prove him that he's wrong yet again.
I'm never wrong, son.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Never. No. I might have a different point of view, but I'm never wrong.
What do you guys think on this whole subject?
I will not buy that game.
If it's a blatant ripoff,
it is. It's a blatant.
I don't normally support that. I don't support that in anything that I buy, whether it be movies, comic books, novels. if it's a ripoff of something else, I usually buy the original version or the source in which it was copied. But I usually don't buy blatant ripoffs. I don't support those.
Like I said,
it's just bad practice.
it is a blatant ripoff that has everything the same that said H1Z1, a few, maybe 4 or 5 minor changes that they, graphical changes, whether it be UI or, something so that they can't get sued saying that there's a ripoff. Unless you break down the code, that's the only way you're going to be able to tell if it's a ripoff or not. But again, exactly what it is.
What do you think, Titch?
Well, I agree with BCK. He's saying that the market is oversaturated with survival zombie games. And I agree. We've gotten to where that's practically all that's being made lately. It's enough. We've got enough. And I don't think that we need another zombie game. And I don't think that we need one that has been basically ripped off from another one.
But again, there's zombie games and there's post-apocalyptic, which is a little different.
True.
It's like what started this whole genre thing, that what really made it popular was Stalker.
Yeah.
The game Stalker. It's the best in the series still, and it's still the best zombie game, period. It was, even though it's not really a zombie game. It's a post-apocalyptic, world. And it's part of the Chernobyl Diaries type of thing, the whole tragedy of Chernobyl Diaries. So, I agree with, BCK, there's so many zombie games out there. But
Right.
the whole thing is, what I'm saying is, I don't like that this developer is changing their name and trying to hide from it. Instead of saying, you know what, we made a mistake. Come out and say, we made a mistake. This is what people, we lied to our customers, this, that, and the other thing.
Right.
And try to be the better company. No, we're just going to hide and say, this is, we've been working on this type of game since before H1Z1 was. Well, how do they know? Sony's a big company. They've been working on this game for maybe 10 years. They don't know that, This is why I don't like companies like this. And, yeah, they are an independent developer, but come on.
Well,
Be smart about it.
I totally see what you think. I want to try to clarify just a little bit, because I think some of the comments in the chat probably aren't quite completely grasped. You're not saying that imitation is ripoff, because there are a lot of games that do imitate other games. That's not what we're talking about. What you're talking about is a blatant ripoff of another game. Imitation is really a form of flattery, to be honest. Because there is a lot of comparisons between H1Z1 and DayZ. They even openly admitted that they were semi-influenced by DayZ when they were working on it, because they thought DayZ was a great game. So they did somewhat emulate some of the things that was going on in DayZ, but that's not a same thing as what you're talking about. That is not a blatant copy, a blatant ripoff of another game. And this deal about there being so many zombie games and I'm sick of them, well, if people would quit buying them, it would go away. So I understand it. Everybody's saying this market is saturated. How is it saturated if people keep buying it all the time? Yes, there are a lot of them, but that's why there's a lot of them, is because gamers continue to spend big money on zombie or survival style games. It is a big market right now. And until that changes, these developers are going to continue to make those types of games. And if you really want to get down to it, I understand there are more zombie games now than there's ever been, but it's still not that big of a market. I mean, it's still a small percentage of all of the types of games that are out there on the market. There are racing games, there are shooter games, there are sims, there are simulator games. I mean, there are a lot more zombie style games now, but it's still only a small percentage of the overall picture of the types of games that are on the market. Because when you go into a Best Buy or a Target or a Walmart or GameStop and you look at the shelves, there are a wide variety of games. It's not like you look up there and all you see is a bunch of zombie games.
Right.
You see action games, puzzle games, strategy games.
What we need
But-
now. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I'm agreeing with. I'm agreeing with all of you guys. This is a real serious problem with this rip-off thing. But I'm also, talking about the fact that, everybody's like, oh, well, there's so many zombie games. Well, there are, but that's because gamers keep buying them. and that is why we have this going on. That's exactly why Kaz is bringing this up. People are spending big money on the next big zombie game. So now what's happening is developers are looking for that next big zombie game, and they're going to the extent of stealing other gamer developers' games and just calling it something new. So because they want to tap into that. It's a big circle.
But
It goes
again,
all the way back around.
twice in the same genre. Twice.
Exactly.
So what we need now is an action-packed RPG racing zombie game. So
There you go.
That's the new and dare someone to Carlos Mencia that. Okay, so
They would have stolen from you, Sid.
Oh yeah, I know. Just at least put my name in the credits. I don't care.
Well,
I
get
came
this.
up with a genre. Just put my name in the credits. Okay. Do we have anything for MMO news?
I believe, Final Fantasy 11 finally said that they're closing service in March of 2016. They're closing console service, not PC server, but console service. New update for Warframe just happened, which is kind of like an MMO, but it's not. It's on the fence. That added a new Warframe and it added new areas. What else? Also, the biggest one is Elder Scrolls Online went free to play. Well, free to buy to play type thing where you buy the game and it's free for life. Same thing with Guild Wars. What the Guild Wars does. And obviously it turns out to be good in their favor so far because a lot of people are returning and liking the game. So that's probably the biggest news from MMO this week, or the last couple of weeks.
Well, speaking of upcoming games and such like that, not so much MMO, but back into the RPG world. Witcher 3 developers can't promise improved Xbox One resolution with DirectX 12. This is big. Senior game designer at Witcher 3 developed CD Projekt Red, Damien Monier, took to Twitter today to dispel rumors that DirectX 12 will solve the Xbox One's resolution problem. I had some visuals here. Give me 1 second. I lost them.
But again,
No, there they are.
all right.
I found them. Okay. Oh
Moving
man,
on.
it's Monday, guys. I've got a case of the Mondays. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt developer CD Projekt Red has said in the past that DirectX 12, while impressive, won't make it any easier to run the game at higher resolutions on the Xbox One. A senior game designer working on the new game has confirmed that early assessment in a Twitter exchange over the weekend. Speaking to fans concerned about getting the best experience, senior game designer Damien Monier suggested that playing The Witcher 3 on PC would be better for the resolution alone. DirectX 12, a new bit of graphics software from Microsoft, has already proven itself as a game changer. PC users will be able to combine graphic cards from different manufacturers and developers will be able to eke out quite a bit of more performance from aging hardware. It is not, however, a miracle worker. Thank you, BCK.
I love that he said this. He's not a miracle worker.
He's not a miracle worker, yes.
Why don't Xbox... And this is why it frustrates me so much. Why do Xbox fanboys, okay, and I'm calling you guys out, Xbox fanboys, why do you insist that this DirectX 12 is going to fix all your problems? Because you disagree with Phil Spencer, who is the head of marketing for Microsoft, saying, no, he's wrong. Even though he said DirectX 12 will not fix a lot of the graphic issues. He said what it did, it's going to open the doors for more graphic and game developers for a better gameplay, okay? This is what he said. He didn't say that, oh, Jesus Christ, DirectX 12 is going to be the savior of our generation on the Xbox, where it's going to turn from 900p to 4K resolution, because it's DirectX 12. Why won't it be? You know? So now maybe if CD Projekt Red, who doesn't lie to their customers, actually produces what it promises, says the same thing, maybe it'll start clicking through their head. Well, you know, DirectX 12, maybe we can't get more than 900p out of it because the developer says we can't now. So here's a developer saying the same thing. I don't know why these Xbox fanboys just continue to hope that DirectX 12 is going to fix all their issues. It's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
He even clarified that CD Projekt Red would certainly try to make higher resolutions work on the Xbox One, but that he was hesitant to promise anything yet. So I mean, he's even hesitant, right? I mean,
well,
he's not gonna.
He's hesitant. He's hesitant because he can't promise it.
Exactly.
And CD Projekt Red is not known for going out there and making promises that they know they can't keep. This is why their reputation is where it is, and that's why they're so trustworthy, because they're not going to just tell you that so you'll go out and buy Witcher 3. They're trying to prepare Xbox One owners for the fact that they are not going to get the best experience for Witcher 3 on their device. They're just not. And he can't promise that they are, because they have delayed this game several times already, trying to figure out how to get the best resolution out of it, and they still can't do it. They can't do it even with DirectX 12. So this is why I trust a company like that, because they are coming out and saying, "Hey, I can't tell you that. I can't promise you that." And you have to really respect that, because they're not even willing to say, "Oh yeah, you're going to get the best experience." Xbox One trying to sell as many copies on the Xbox One as they possibly can. They're actually going against themselves and saying, "Nope, I can't promise you that." I took some guts to just come out and say that. I mean, you think about that, to admit that your game may not be where it needs to be on that system, because wouldn't you want your game to sell well on all systems? So I think for him to come out and say that is highly respectable. That took some nerve to come out in a public forum like that and make that announcement that no, I can't make that promise.
This whole thing goes with always the console wars between 1080p to 900p to 720p to all these key directions, okay? But how I mean, Pindar, how far do you sit away from your TV when you're playing a game?
Probably about 10 feet. Probably.
Okay, being that far away from the TV, you can't tell between 1080p or 720p. Okay? Being that far away from the TV.
No.
Uh-oh, we lost his video.
Uh-oh.
Is he still there?
Pandora?
No, I'm still here.
All right.
I thought you scared him away.